Aloha everybody! Today we're making an early summer classic. We're making strawberry rhubarb cobbler, and Margot has compromised with me because she loves it when it's all rhubarb. I love it when there's a little strawberry in there. So strawberry rhubarb is, I don't know how much of a compromise that is actually. I think she's letting me have my way, but thank you. So, strawberry rhubarb cobbler, we're making it without gluten, oil, and refined sugar. So I hope this is a new take on one of your favorites as well, that lets you have all the fun of eating one of your favorites without any of the guilt. So, we've got rolled oats, some strawberries, and Medjool dates, lemon, baking soda, salt, and rhubarb, and that's it. So, the first thing we want to do is blend our rolled oats to make oat flour. You can already buy oat flour pre-made, so that's definitely an option as well. I just like to buy oats so that I can use them for whatever I want. So, blend your oats until they are very fine and powdery. If you leave them kind of chunky, that's okay, but it just won't seem like cobbler as much as it will feel like crisp. Alright, there we've got it. So check it out. Oat flour, nice and powdery. Doesn't have to be perfect. So just empty that out in your mixing bowl. This should make about 4.5 cups. You don't have to measure the rolled oats, just make sure you measure the oat flour. And reserve 1/2 cup of it because you're going to want it later. So, to this dry mix, we're going to go ahead and add 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Bear with me. And 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Himalayan salt is great too, if you've got it. And then you can be pretty crude with that, just whisk it in with your fingers if you want, or your spatula. Doesn't have to be perfect. Next, we're gonna make a date caramel. This is totally useful in many other recipes as well, or as an addition to smoothies if you want a little added sweetness. But today we're gonna make date caramel by just adding dates and water to our blender. So I'm using Medjool dates. I think they are the sweetest and the creamiest. And if you didn't buy the pitted variety, make sure you remove the pits. You don't want to throw those in your blender. And to measure my dates, I kind of have an idea that like 12 to 13 dates is a cup packed. But if you're using a different kind of date, or if you want to be shorter, go ahead and just pack them into your measuring cup. Make sure your date caramel is going to turn out just right. There we go, this will only take a minute. So I'm adding 1 cup packed pitted Medjool dates and 2 cups of water to our blender. And we're just going to blend it until creamy. It might take a couple rounds. Alright, so there is a very creamy date caramel. Probably hard for you to see, but I'm going to reserve 3/4 of a cup of this, and we're going to add that to our dry mix. Just throw it on top. Totally okay, let this hang out for a minute. And then we're going to add the 3/4 cup we reserved with 3 cups of strawberries. I'm just using frozen strawberries that I've thawed. Make sure you use organic. You can use fresh ones too. Add those in with the 3/4 cup of date caramel and go ahead and blend it. Awesome, it doesn't need much. We're gonna go ahead and add that right in to our baking dish. Awesome. And next we're gonna chop our rhubarb. I'm just removing the dry parts from where it's been chopped before. I'm making about a 1/4 inch slice or so. Just gonna get the ones I've chopped out of my way. You can add them right into the baking dish. All right, just a couple more. This is really good with an addition of orange zest, but I don't have any, so if you've got one, go ahead and add about a teaspoon of orange zest to your mix and it'll be delicious, I promise. So go ahead and just start getting that all stirred together. Just work in rhubarb a little bit with your strawberry date mixture. And then we're gonna sprinkle our half cup of oat flour right over the top. And then kind of stir that in as well. This will help it thicken up, have the right texture. Now at this point you can start preheating your oven. I'm gonna bake ours at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice to our cobbler topping. I'm just using my fingers to strain the lemon seeds. You can be generous with the lemon juice too. If it's 3 teaspoons, great, still works. And then we're just gonna fold this all together. Don't need to go overboard. As soon as it seems like all the oat flour has been moistened, I'm sure it's good to go. Doesn't take much, just about there. All right. And there we have it. I'm just gonna grab a large spoon and we're just gonna spoon it over the top. You don't have to be so careful to make sure each one of these is perfectly even, but you don't want to put too large of biscuits on top and then run out once you get to the second half. So it's better to be a little careful at first, and then if you end up with extra, you can just fill in the gaps. All right, here we go. So we're gonna add this to our oven and we're gonna bake it for about 30 minutes. Hope you enjoy it. All right, back in a few. All right, everybody, it's been half an hour and we get to check on our strawberry rhubarb cobbler. Oh my gosh, it looks wonderful. All right, check this beauty out. Right now it's looking all gorgeous. If you feel like yours needs a few more minutes, go ahead and let it hang out in the oven, but I'm gonna give mine a little shake. Doesn't look too watery or anything, so I know it's perfect and ready for us to dig in. So I won't keep you waiting. Thanks for tuning in.